We made it. Oh, it's a big hole there. We're out at the second Gear Club race in Brooks, Alberta. And we took a couple detours to get there, but we made it here.
We made 3 lefts to make a right.
Yeah, we made it though. So it's kind of like a hybrid race. There's some moto, some enduro cross type stuff. But I think it'll be good training for, sorry son, I think it'll be good training for some outlier stuff. Get a little more comfortable in the KTM yet. And yeah, just more seat time really. So it's not about how I do, it's more just about getting comfortable on that bike and doing some training stuff for the outliers. But so obviously we have the van here, and so we're gonna get a tent out, we're gonna get a little setup going, and we're gonna get ready to do the sign in and riders meeting and all that kind of stuff. Big woods guy now, big woods guy. We got the van loaded down with all the bikes and everything. We're gonna get some stuff set up, and then yeah, we'll take it from there.
We'll ride some dirt scooters.
Yeah, gonna ride some dirt scooters.
We'll race some dirt scooters, I guess.
Race them. See that? I got that yesterday. Now, if you're wondering what I did to my face, well, let's rewind a little bit.
If I carried speed, this is easy. Except for that. You didn't want to hit that root. The video does not show how steep that is. So there's like this first part here, but then once you get past this like ledge area, it gets a little steeper. So once you get past that ledge, it's even steeper. So if you had a really big hill, like a gigantic hill, what would you call it? I think an aptly named hill would be King Kong, maybe? Yep, that's called King Kong. And Tyler just climbed it no problem. I might save that for another day. I don't know. He's out here watching Mitch. Crush it. Come on, Mitch! You did it yourself! You got it! It's all short to go last, but you got it! Stay on it. Stay on it. Yeah. Come on, Mitch, come on. Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo! No? Doing it. Yeah. It's weird how you like get to here and it just sucks your bike down. Right down. Yeah, like you can just let go of your handlebars and do it. Woo! Oh yeah, that made my day right there. Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, wow.
I could blow up my bike right now. I'd still be super happy.
That was super awesome.
Yeah.
I know that feeling that you got. Yeah.
Was that Mitch?
That actually is not that bad. Yeah.
No.
Like as long as you keep your momentum, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
That was wicked. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jer? What are the odds here, buddy?
7 out of 10.
That's a little steep. No, because why would you make it easier? Woo! Nice.
Gonna work out, buddy. Hopefully the audio is okay with the fan on the bike, but another early morning. Just warming up my knees before I go for another run. I usually will warm up my knees on a bike or an assault bike or whatever for 10 minutes or so, and then I find that my running pace is a little better just with warmed up knees and hips and all that. So we're getting after it again today. The days are counting down for this event, and I need to get all the training in that I can. So that being said, I usually start my day like this. I wake up in the morning, I have a cup of coffee, and if it's been a little while, I will have some rocket fuel to give me that little boost of energy if I'm feeling pretty tired. But other than that, I wake up and get after it. It's gonna be a beautiful day for a run though, so I'm excited about that. We're gonna do a run, then we're gonna do some strength training, and then some mobility training for flexibility, all that. And then we're gonna get back on the bike, do some more training. Let's go. Okay, so here's the thing. So I just finished my morning run, and I always talk about having recovery and all these types of things, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of what I include inside my recovery shake. And I'm gonna start this off by saying that, and I'm gonna pause it here. I'll start off by saying that if you don't care to see how a recovery drink is made, feel free to skip to the 17-minute mark and continue on. Okay, here we go, and action. This is by no means an exhaustive list. You can get as creative as you want to be with these recovery shakes, put in as much ingredients as you want. There's a lot of things that have a lot of benefits to them, so don't take this as the gospel thing. And if you don't like some of these ingredients, by all means, you don't have to put them in. The next thing I'll say is that I like simple. Simple for me works, so I kind of do the same things over and over and over again. I like simple. I don't personally do too complicated, but absolutely you can. You can shove all kinds of stuff in these different shakes if that's what you enjoy doing. But I'm gonna show you what I put in them, why I put them in there, because things make sense to me, and there is a method to my madness, but I wanted to share that with you by showing you what I do for a recovery shake. So after a ride or workout or run, exercise, I don't know, maybe you played hockey, whatever it is, this type of thing is perfect for giving your body all the nutrients that it needs to help you start to recover immediately following any of that stuff. So I want to run you through that. So let's just jump right into it. First thing I do, it doesn't matter what blender you have, get whatever blender you need. But in this one bowl here, I have spinach. Now, it's not baby organic, whatever. It's just spinach. You can grab any old spinach from the grocery store. Maybe you're into the organic thing, sure. Personally, I'm not. I don't really care that much, so I just put spinach in there. Now, you might be asking, why am I putting spinach in there? For one reason in particular. First of all, spinach is a superfood. It does all kinds of amazing things for you, much like kale does, or any dark leafy green vegetable has tons of nutrients in it. But there's one in particular that's found in spinach or kale that I'm after, and that is folate. Folate helps with the production of red blood cells. Red blood cells are what help carry oxygen throughout your body. Well, what do you use when you exercise, when you ride bikes? You're using a ton of oxygen, right? Folate is in spinach or any dark leafy green. I go through a ton of spinach. I eat probably 4 to 5 cups of spinach a day, probably. I'm after the folate. I want healthy red blood cells in my system, and those little babies carry lots of oxygen. So that's why I use spinach in there. Next up, I'm going to use I have frozen bananas because I like kind of like a smoothie, you know what I mean? So I have a frozen banana, I'll chuck that in. Why bananas? Well, any fruit really will work, but I have bananas in particular for the potassium. After you exercise, after you've been sweating lots, you need some potassium as well to help get that back in your system, to help with any cramping that may come up. If you're going to be doing a long ride later in the day or something like that, it's good to have some potassium in your system. Plus, it's just a really good source of carbohydrates in the banana. So I throw in 1 frozen banana for that. Next up, I have frozen raspberries here. You can use blueberries, you can use mango, you can use really kind of whatever fruit you want. The only reason I'm using raspberries is because we have a ton of bushes in the backyard of where we live. They grow naturally, and we just pick them all, and we have like these giant bags of raspberries every year. And I do love raspberries, so kind of helps a lot with that. So just throw in, it could be, like I said, blueberries, whatever, chuck in whatever kind of fruit you want. Next up, I have chia seeds. Again, chia seeds, you've probably heard of them. They are known as somewhat of a superfood, but there is something in these in particular that I'm after. Now, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong because I can never remember how to pronounce these things, but it's called caffeic or caffeic, whatever. caffeic acid. And I'm after that in particular because it has anti-inflammation properties. So when you're riding, when you're exercising, you build up all this inflammation in your body. This kind of stuff helps with it. Now, as much as, determining how much do you want in here, the nutrition label is on the back per 2 tablespoons. So it's not rocket science for me. Again, I just keep it simple. So I just put a little bit in there, maybe 1 to 2 tablespoons is what I will put in my shake to get that caffeic acid or whatever the heck you want to call it. Next up, as you can imagine, the iRide greens. Now, there's a difference between the iRide greens and the spinach that I put in here. The spinach is a one shot, like a sniper shot, if you can kind of think of it that way. I'm looking for the folate in the spinach. With the iRide greens, with the over 50 different nutrient sources in them, this will make sure that I'm giving everything else I need from a nutrient standpoint to make sure that my body has what it needs to get up and running again. So as far as the greens go, I take 1 giant heaping scoop and I just chuck it in there, and that will get me going for a really good part of the day. Personally, I use 2 scoops of the greens, 1 in the morning right after my exercise for my morning shake, and the next one I do later at night before bed to make sure that when I go to sleep and I start to do all those repair processes, my body has everything it needs to get that job done too. So I do a scoop of greens in my shake. Next up, the iRide protein. We have chocolate or vanilla. Today I just felt like doing vanilla because it's like an ice creamy almost flavor to it, so really smooth. So as you can see, I got a heaping scoop that I'm putting in there. So I do about 1.5 scoops to 2 scoops or so, around 30 grams of protein typically is what I will put in there. There's that. So that's the ingredients. Next up is a liquid. I have almond milk that I like to put in mine. It makes it a little smoother. You can use regular milk. You can use water. I use water a lot of the time. Whatever you want to put in there. Maybe not like, maybe don't put pop in there or a Slurpee or something. But by all means, you can get creative with it too. So put whatever you like in there as far as liquid goes. Okay, got some almond milk in there. And that is her. I'll chuck it on the blender. This is gonna get loud. Okay, blend it up for a minute till it turns into a smoothie. Like I said, simple is better. And that's it. That's what I put in one of my post-ride. Oh, it's so good. That's what I put in my post-ride, post-workout, whatever, recovery drinks. It's got anti-inflammation properties. I'm help building those red blood cells up. It's got the protein to help all the tissue recover for everything that I need. You can use water, almond milk, whatever you need to put in there. It's got the greens to make sure I've got all the other nutrients going. That's it, man. Simple is good. Throw in whatever fruit you want. This will help you recover a lot. You're gonna find that you're not so sore the next day. Your body's a little more ready to go. And more importantly than all of that, your general health will improve if you do this on a consistent basis. I promise you that. So that's it. If you want some of this stuff, you know where you can find it, man. iridesupplements.com. We've got the protein, the greens. We've got a bunch of stuff in there that's going to help with this. So I'm going to go drink this while I work on some iRide stuff, and we're going to carry on with this.
So, I've been a busy man with all that riding and practicing, which brings me to the Second Gear Club race in Brooks. Now, let's see how it goes.
Big enduro guy now. Transponder thing. Numbers got to go on the side. Does it matter where these go on the helmet?
Yeah, on the chin.
Like, it's got to go like here?
Yeah, at least within this area.
Oh, okay. It's covering up the speed holes though.
It's okay. Your left cheek will sweat a little bit more.
Okay. All right.
We'll poke holes in there.
Riders meeting is done. Let's do this.
ready?
How's that?
Good.
Dusty?
Oh yeah, dude. My last lap was definitely my best, like my fastest. Every lap I went around, I was like, oh yeah, that's what's after this, you know?
Yeah. How's the enduro cross stuff?
Oh, it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's like a joke. Like, it's not. There's like 3 logs that you just run over.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even know. I don't even think I need to slow down for this. What's the race cap?
It's dusty. It's dusty out there.
Just a little.
I got lots of, oh yeah, there's some
Dude,
dirt
I
there.
can't tell your mustache from your face right now.
Well, give her a twist.
Yeah.
Just gonna give her a little
It
twist.
blends right in.
Am I supposed to, like, when the race is done, I just come back, right?
Yeah, you just go back to your truck.
Yeah, okay.
They flagged you off, right?
Yeah. There's like the checkers.
Yeah. So you got flagged off. You're good.
So I kept trying to turn my GoPro on out there to show you some of the track. I don't know how much it got. Hopefully it got some. It was really dusty out there, so I apologize if some of that's not great, but I did try to give you the best that I could. So as you can tell, it's dirty. It was dusty, but I'll give you a bit of a recap. So, oops, sorry. Hour and 52 minutes. My watch was on. 43 kilometers. 43 kilometers, 1,500 cals, average heart rate 151. Holy bad.
Is it on? Out here training with Mitch, doing some pivot turns, getting ready for Outliers. This is his section. Pivot turn, pivot turn, pivot turn. Getting better. Getting better.